Chloe Collins here on another episode of Longhorn to Longhorn, and today I'm going to be interviewing a special guest. So special, in fact, that he has his own statue of himself right here on campus. Excuse me, sir. We're trying to do an interview here.
I'm just admiring this beautiful statue. You know?
Oh, and look here, it's Ricky Williams.
Hey,
Hey,
how you
Ricky.
doing?
All right, Ricky, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Hey, aren't you that volleyball player?
Yes, that is me.
Yeah.
That is me.
Yeah, it's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Chloe Collins.
Yeah, Chloe.
All right. So just tell me about what is it like to just see a statue of yourself here on campus?
It's awesome. Who wouldn't want to see a statue of themselves? No, seriously though, you know, for me, it's when I came here 20-something years ago. I know, it was a long time. I came here because of the tradition, and I wanted to leave my mark and add to that tradition. And so for me, when I walk by this statue, it reminds me that I did my part.
So tell me about the fans, how big of a factor they were in your success here.
They were huge. You know, there's something special about walking out to this field on Saturdays and being able to play on this hallowed ground where greats like Earl Campbell, Eric Metcalf, Priest Holmes, you played on before me, and something that I'm starting to realize more and more, especially this year, watching Deontay do amazing things, and to watch how in this town, when someone is doing something special on the football field, how it energizes and it really brings people together. And knowing that I was a part of that and part of really bringing this Texas fan base back together and putting the program back on the map, I feel like from now, even to the day I die, it'll be one of my greatest accomplishments.
All right, Ricky, let's just take a walk around campus.
Sure.
I noticed you have your backpack on.
Yeah.
You're back in school. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, I was just sitting around after I retired, and Mom kept giving me a hard time about my promise to graduate one day, and so I said, all right. And I enrolled back in school, thinking, you know, I kind of muscled through it. But surprisingly, I've really enjoyed the process, and really have come to appreciate the value of a college education.
And I know you're in the School of Social Work Psychology. Tell me why you chose that major.
Well, I knew I had a second grade teacher, and so I knew at some point in my life I wanted to work with kids. Second grade teacher that really had a strong influence on me, and you know, just going through life without a father and different male role models who came into my life and played an important role. I felt like I had enough experience and that I could be that too for a lot of young men, and so I knew I wanted to be around kids, and so I went that direction.
I know your mom was like really big in your life as well, not having a father.
Yeah.
And just tell me about your mom and how important she is to you.
I think the biggest things I got from my mom were to believe in myself, and she taught me how to deal with adversity. You know, she had a saying like, basically, difficult things happen, but you know, you got to keep on pushing through. And so I think those two things, going through sports, through life, through school, have really helped me, because when you're trying to push and be the best, there's going to be difficult things that you have to deal with. And having the perseverance to go through and the faith in yourself that you can get beyond them has been invaluable.
And persevering through school, you're a student now. Just tell me
Yikes.
about
Yeah.
being a student now and how it was for you back in 1998.
Well, you know how school is. It's fun to talk about how it was back in September, you know, the first day of class, where you're still hopeful that I got this, it's gonna be easy, and then you get into it. Now, the last couple of weeks before the semester ends, you know, I have 3 exams next week and 2 final projects and a couple papers, and so that experience doesn't change. But the difference between 1998 and now is that there aren't people asking for my autograph in class. And what's funny is in a lot of my classes, the kids have no idea who I am. And so it's a completely different experience. I don't have football practice, and I'm not chasing girls, so I have more free time to study.
Yeah.
And actually, I think having lived a little bit, I have life experiences, so I can see how every class I'm taking, that there's such valuable information there.
So I know, being a 1998 Heisman Trophy winner, that it was pretty hard to walk to class sometimes.
Yeah, it was tough. You know, at that time, especially this time of year when it was getting close to the holidays and getting close to the Heisman Trophy ceremony, every day I would be signing autographs for Christmas gifts or taking pictures. It made school difficult. And it's nice now that back in 1998, a lot of the students here some of them weren't even born. Other students were still in diapers, and so they have no idea who I am. But sometimes I'll get, hey, you're my dad's favorite player.
So just tell me about how much DKR has changed since you played here.
Oh my goodness. So some of my fondest memories of DKR were my freshman year. Got caught out past curfew one night. I had to run the stairs inside the stadium. And goodness gracious, like I know the stadium like the back of my hand. So when I was in school, there's a field was turf, like the old school hard cement turf. You probably don't even.
No.
Yeah, that's before your time. And there was a track around. It was before the track stadium. There's a track around, and the north end zone was closed. And the big jumbotron wasn't as big. There weren't all these fancy suites. It didn't look nice like this.
I know you walk into North End Zone, it has it printed out where the old stadium used to be. Just what does that feel like, just knowing you were part of the reason why we were able to expand the stadium to what it is now?
It feels good. You know, it feels good to know that my cohort, the group of guys that I came in with, that we left a mark, and we left this university bigger and better than it was when we got here.
That's great.
Yeah, especially our part of the campus.
Say the recruitment process was pretty hectic for you, I can only imagine.
It was, yeah. I was recruited by pretty much every big football program in the country, but we were getting on the plane, and first time to Texas, coming from California, and I imagine that we'd come into Austin and there'd be tumbleweed rolling across the tarmac. And boy, what a surprise. It was December 17th, 1994, 72 degrees here in Austin, and it looked very different than what I thought. It reminded me a lot of San Diego, of California. So I was sold after spending 2 days on campus and getting a chance to drive around Austin and check it out. You were recruited here too, weren't you?
I was. It was not as a hectic process as yours was, I can only imagine, but growing up in Texas, everyone would love to come to Texas, and when I got the opportunity, I definitely came on a visit.
Yeah, so Texas has a rich tradition in football, but there's also a rich women's volleyball tradition. What did that have to do? Was that any part of your decision to come to school here?
Oh, for sure. I just remember in 2009 watching Destiny Hooker and Julianne Fawcett play against Penn State, and I just knew that I wanted to go to Texas and be a part of that and win a national championship. And right now it's just been a dream come true every step of the way. Just with our fans here at Gregory is so amazing. You know, our coaching staff, to me, probably is the best coaching staff in the country, and then my teammates have just made it just worthwhile.
And how's the experience been for you in college, balancing academics with the strenuous demands of playing a sport?
I mean, you know how that goes a little bit. Just being able to prioritize everything that we do with school, studying on planes. I recently had a teammate who's studying for the GRE on the plane, you know. Just writing papers and just doing everything you possibly can with the little amount of time that we have, and utilizing that to our advantage and using our resources that Texas has allowed us to have. Okay, so I know you've been into broadcasting with Longhorn Network. Just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it came up, and it's funny, it's one of the things I said I would never do, was go into the media, but opportunity came up with Longhorn Network being in Austin when I came back, and so I said, you know, I'll do a couple of games and try it out. And I found that I loved it. I love talking about football, and I think it's been nice to use the platform to teach fans and Texas fans specifically about football.
Okay, now that you've gotten your degree, is this something you want to continue on, or do you have other aspirations?
You know, the degree was extremely important for me. I didn't realize it when I first came back to school, but it really is a rite of passage, you know, to know that I completed something and I have at least, you know, the rudiments of a strong academic foundation and a discipline. It's got me thinking big about research, about what else I can do. I've lived a very interesting life and had a lot of diversity of experience, and also I'm building an academic foundation. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to continuing my education, going to grad school. But I feel like I'm almost an adult now. I know that sounds weird because I'm almost 40, but there is something about completing a college degree that where I feel more mature, more like an adult.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Longhorn to Longhorn. It's been such a great joy having you and learning about your life here.
No, it's been fun. I always love to share. Thanks for having me.
All right, Longhorn fans, that's another wrap of Longhorn to Longhorn. See you next time.